too. You should be over here too, Judge.
Yeah.
Because they have to see you. Okay.
And we're live. Welcome to Chai with Jai. We have a special guest, Mama Sally Pathak in the house. Before we start off some questions, we're going to go really into depth and going to the autobiography of the Yogi by Paramahansa Yogananda. Before we go into that, I just want to have a background. It's one of those background checks before we go any further. So just give us a background of yourself. The rumor has said it that you're quite the legend around Vancouver, BC. Everyone knows your name, kind of like that show Cheers. So, so how many years have you been nursing from, and what's your background, and what got you onto the spiritual path?
All right. Well, I've been nursing for 47 years. I graduated in March of 1972, and of course, I've delighted to be Jai's mom, and the spiritual path, of course, has always been near and dear to my heart. And so born and raised as Catholic Christian. And then when I married Jai's dad, Ravi.
What year did you and Ravi Pathak get married?
We got married in 1976.
And what year were you introduced to the autobiography of a Yogi book?
Probably 1975. And so we traveled to India, and Ravi went ahead of me for a couple of weeks. And so I met a lady on the plane and JFK Airport. In those days, of course, there weren't so much terrorists and so much checking of baggage and things. So the lady asked me to carry her books, and I said, yes, I would be glad to. Her name was Rhoda. She lived in Bombay and had a husband that was a physician. So when I took the books, she took them back. Of course, when we were on the plane, it was just overloaded luggage. And so when I went to India, of course, I got sick, new food, new, germs and things like that. And so I was in a foreign.
Do you remember what airlines you took to go to India?
I think I took Air India.
And was there a stopover in Hong Kong, or was it Frankfurt, Germany?
No, we went west. So we went Frankfurt in Germany. Yes. That's right.
And did you get out a chance to look outside and walk around Frankfurt?
Can't quite remember. I don't think I went outside the airport though, because I was very young at the time, probably 20 and 21. And so, I was new at traveling. I hadn't traveled very far at all. And so when I went to stay at Rhoda's, there was the autobiography on the coffee table.
And did you read it right away, or how long did it take for you to read it?
I did read it right away.
Okay.
And I was just recovering from, vomiting, diarrhea, things like that from traveling and eating the newer food and different things. And so when I introduced it to Jai's dad, Ravi, then...
Do you feel that your nursing background has any connection to do with your spiritual path and autobiography yogi, and how are they connected?
I think that always being a nurse, you do have a spirituality within you. And I'm not saying what.
Well, how is it connected to Paramahansa Yogananda and the autobiography of a yogi?
Well, with Yogananda, he sets high standards of always finding God in everyone, kindness, acts of service, love, making others feel important, making others' life easier. All these type of attitudes and affirmations going hand in hand. And I think with nursing, you can do that. I think you can do it in any line of work. Truly.
What's the difference? What's your key to your success for your longevity in that field? Because most people don't last 8 to 10 years in the field of nursing. So what made you go the distance? What was your longevity? What was your desire and your motivation to carry on for 47 years and not drop out of that field in 10 years?
Because I changed jobs and I was lucky with my work. I was very lucky with my work and my management. And the nurses that I worked with were also very kind,
So what was
very
the key
good.
to your longevity?
Just that, just the difference.
So what was the difference? How come other people didn't last 47 years?
Well, I'm not sure. You'd have to ask them to tell you the truth.
You
But
really don't know, huh?
I don't know. I just know for myself that it was a
You
great
really should know,
experience.
though. You really should know, though. Okay, going on. What was your favorite poem of all time?
Probably, I like that one.
And what is your favorite quote?
Okay, let me answer one question at a time, if that's okay. I like Elizabeth Barrett Browning's poem, uh,
Okay, continue on.
The Thing. What was that?
No, continue on.
Okay, Elizabeth Barrett Browning's poem, Hope is the thing with feathers that sits in your soul and sings the song without the words and never stops at all.
Okay. What is your favorite movie of all time?
I don't know if I have just one. I certainly liked
Top three.
Out of Africa. I liked Tootsie. That's an older one. And I certainly liked, I did like Mary Poppins too, to tell you the truth.
What are your top three favorite books of all time? Of course, including the autobiography of Yogi.
Well, yes, autobiography is definitely one. And I liked.
What are some other a few books that influenced you in your life?
Okay, I have to answer the question, Jai. I can't. You have to let me answer
Continue.
the question. So, what do you want? What do you?
What were a couple other books that influenced you in your life besides autobiography? Would you say the Old and New Testament from the Bible? Has the Bible been influential in your life?
The Bible has been there, but if it's the Bible, definitely has been there, and it is an influence. But I'm reading a very good book now called The Surrender Experiment, and I also like. There's one. I like Siddhartha. I like the story of Buddha as well, and it was very, very enlightening, to tell you the truth.
And what would you say your favorite song of all time is? Your top three songs from a variety of different musicians or artists.
It's probably a Christmas carol. I would say it's probably a Christmas carol. Maybe "Hark the Herald Angels Sing." You know, we three kings of Orient are. It's a beautiful song.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And my next question is: if you were stuck in a Mexican jail cell, which one of your friends would come and bail you out?
Wow, I'm hoping you
or
would.
a family member.
I'm hoping Jai would. I think Jai would come.
Me?
Yes, I would hope you would come.
I don't actually have my Mexican citizenship, so I don't know if I can go across the border technically.
Yes.
But
you love me with your heart, so I think you would probably come, or organize a team that would go.
Might get to the gate, but the key is when you put the key in the gate, would the gate open?
Come a little bit closer so you can get in there too.
How about Deepa? Do you think Deepa is trustworthy?
I think you would both
going to Mexico City?
Yes, I think you both would come.
How about Mr. Ravi Pathak? Would he make the journey?
He may, or he may be the person at home organizing and organizing all the ins and outs and everything.
What do you think he's up to right now? Do you think he's sipping on some Tata Gold with some biscuits, or what is he doing right now at this moment?
It sounds like he's doing the dishes, to tell you the truth.
I think you're right on that. Next question. On the chapters on Kriya Yoga and the resurrection of Sri Yukteswar, besides those two great chapters in the book, what would you say your favorite chapter in the whole autobiography was? There's about, I believe, 30 chapters or so in the book.
Well, we talked about this recently, and I did like the two penniless boys in Brindaban. If anyone's ever read the book, if you haven't read it, go out and get it. It's very good and very wonderful reading. and it
And
just
where can, just for the viewers looking, where can you purchase the autobiography of Yogi by Province of Ananda?
well, definitely on Indigo, definitely on Amazon. In Vancouver here,
I heard SRF also has a website. Could you order it on the SRF website?
yes, you could. Yes, that's a very good idea, John.
And where is SRF located? The headquarters there?
In Los Angeles, California.
Right. Great. Just for the viewers out there to know.
Right.
And how many other books has Parmanchu written besides autobiography? I think he has about 15 or 20 other books.
Yes, he does.
Right.
Yes.
And there's a whole books about how to live series.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which one do you like besides the autobiography? I mean, which one do you?
I like the other lectures. I like the journey to self-realization. Right now I'm reading Divine Romance. I have that by my bedside. I like that one.
And you like those affirmations? The
Scientific Healing Affirmations are
Mhm.
excellent. I highly recommend everyone to get that book.
Yes.
And yeah, Where There Is Light, Insight and Inspirations for Life Challenges is a good book as well. Okay. What is your definition of Kriya Yoga? What does Kriya Yoga mean to you?
Kriya Yoga is a yogi technique, a yoga technique that
and yoga, what does that word yoga mean?
Livens up the kundalini and the chakras in your body and becomes closer and closer to God and being one with Him. Yoga means.
And what is Kriya Yoga's purpose?
Well, to be one with God.
Okay. And what are some of the benefits? Do you experience any kind of peace, or what are some of the other benefits you receive from practicing Kriya Yoga?
Yes, peace and calmness. Sometimes even a certain kind of wisdom and intuition, and a calmness that if you have questions or concerns, that you can come to a sensible answer or conclusion or goal.
And in the book Autobiography Yogi, on the chapter on Swami Sri Krishna's resurrection, he goes in and describes the astral planet of Hiryani Loka. Just by what he explained there, how would you describe the differences between planet Earth and the astral planet Hiryani Loka? What would be some of the differences between the two? Living your life on planet Earth and Hiryani Loka.
Well, Hiryani Loka, again, if you haven't read it, you probably the vocabulary is a little bit strange to you, but if you have read it, then you know what we're talking about, and that is, it's a planet of really having a thought and things just appear, having no desires. It's a pleasantness. It's a perfect degrees. It's a perfect breathing. It's perfect in every single way. No conflict. Mm-hmm. Most compassion, and it's just a peaceful calmness that gets to your soul.
Right. The next question is, what's your vision for planet Earth, especially this time when there's a pandemic and there's a lot of chaos going on, there's crisis, conflicts in the world right now. What is your vision for planet Earth? Climate changes. What is your vision for planet Earth for the next 5 to 10 years? What would you like to see if anything could happen in the next 5 to 10 years and you had all the resources, you had all the time, all the money, all the energy and everything? What would your ideal 5 to 10 year vision be for all planet Earth?
That's a big question. I mean, it's a big question, but of course we know peace, that all nations get along well with one another. All leaders in the world get along with one another. Not so much greed, not so much hate, but more compassion and love for the people that they are governing with and over. And definitely that, of course, the pandemic going away and everyone being able to see their families and friends, but it's more than that. Hoping that everyone will be fed, everyone will be treated as equal. Everyone, once we learn that we're all one, then I think there will be a change in consciousness for sure.
And if you were to share with the viewers, what are a few of your core beliefs that have guided your way throughout life? 2 or 3 core beliefs.
Well, that everyone is important. And no matter what you do for a job or action, it is also very important and noble. And that even the small things bring great love.
And what are some of the top values you've lived your life by?
I think getting up every morning and asking, how can I serve? How can I serve today?
Mhm.
And serving could be a telephone call. It could be, taking out someone's garbage. It could be baking a cookie for somebody. It could be giving a cookie. It could be a flower. It could be
Yeah.
saying hello. It's it's always how can I serve?
Did you want to say anything to your good friend Teddy that has just recently made the transition, just briefly?
Yes. God bless you, Teddy. You were a good friend of mine and of our families, for Jai's and his dad and brother, and so many people. You gave of yourself each and every day, and I know you're with God and at peace now. God bless you.
And what would you say your mission and purpose in life is? If you were to state it in 3 words.
Um,
I recall asking this years ago or something. You said number one, you said to have fun. You said um,
to laugh,
to to laugh
to be close to God.
and to serve God.
Yes, that's right.
Will that encompass those purpose and vision,
Yes, I think
purpose
so.
and
I think
mission in
so.
your life?
I think so.
And in 1 or 2 words, how would you want to be remembered by all your family and friends after you've made the transition yourself? How would you like to be remembered?
That I somehow made their life easier. That I somehow just made their life easier. And when they could depend on me. And
Thanks. So this is part one, Try with Jai, and next part two, we'll be talking to Papa Ravi Pathak. The next try, and then hopefully we can get Deep on here one day.
yes.
We get an interview with them as well.
Namaste.
All right, signing out.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Wow, what good question.